So, welcome to another show today, and with me is Benjamin Mayo. Benjamin, how you doing today?
Good afternoon, sir, Mr. Femi. I'm doing great. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. Look, you've been quite an interesting member, or former member, I should say, of LP.
Yeah,
And since you left the party, a lot has been going on. A lot has been going on, and recently we've all heard that Atiku Abubakar met with Peter Obi,
yeah.
and there's a chance that he might be coming back to the party. So now I have a special guest on. I'm trying to do something here which has never been done also in Nigeria before, or generally on live streaming. I have ChatGPT also here that's going to be coming in as Madame Alaro and only expressing our opinion then to it. So, Madame Malaro, what do you have to say about the point of today so Benjamin can have an idea what's going on? uh, GPT-4 is not working. We're going to do it both way. Can you respond as Madame Malaro to the broadcast? Are you with me? Okay. So it's not working for now. I'm still with you just a minute. I want to play a video that you might have also seen. Just a minute. Let's see if I can get the video here so you can respond to it, Benjamin.
Over the weekend that Peter Obi paid a visit to former Vice President Abubakar Atiku. Did you know anything about the visit, sir?
No, we didn't. I was in Lagos. Obi had always been a very good friend of ours.
Okay.
So if he comes back home
Yes.
to be able to start negotiating with Atiku, it's not wrong with it.
When you said if he comes back home, is there any indication that he might be coming back to the PDP?
They held their meeting yesterday or day before.
Mm-hmm.
I read it also in the
In the
news,
newspapers.
but we had the NEC meeting about a week and a half ago. The details will start to filter down to senior members, and it is his home.
Okay, well, Uncle.
If he wants to come back,
Obi lives in Lagos.
right.
Has he ever stopped by your house to say hello or to pay compliments?
He used to before the election.
The next-
After that, he disappeared like a submarine. He disappeared submarine. But
So, Benjamin, you heard. You're laughing. It
Yeah,
disappeared like a submarine.
yeah. Kind of
Oh,
like, kind of. That's a very funny statement. That he Peter Obi disappeared like a submarine.
but
yeah. In my
to
own
the bone
response
of
to that,
contention, what do you have to say about what you just heard? Please.
first of all, he used the word if he decides to come back home. That is very, very important in politics. And the kind of person Peter Obi has become, a public figure, very worldwide accepted figure as he is. No party, no party will be, or rather, no party members will be against of him joining their political party, except now, especially this time that he has become uh, a major political figure in Nigeria who has a very clean record and and who has built a structure, a very good structure around the country, especially in the north, the west, and the east, where he's actually from. It's not just that. PDP will be willing, and I believe they will do everything possible within their means to make sure they reconcile their home and probably have a negotiation with Peter Obi if he can come back, because Peter Obi is not standing as a member alone. He's not standing as an individual. Peter Obi have a movement that is bigger than all the political party structure in Nigeria, which is the Obi movement. So if he decide to leave, if he decide to join the PDP today, as Chief Body George actually said, come back home, I tell you, that will be a very big plus to the PDP fold. Me, as patriotic Nigerian who always want the betterment of the country, seeing Peter Obi as a leading leader that will be able, a very competent and very respected Nigerian leader that will be able to take Nigerian forward. We're moving us from consumption to production. I would say forming an alliance with the PDP, or rather in going back to PDP, or forming an alliance with any other political party in Nigeria aside the APC to fight the APC. That will be, let me use the word fight, to go into a contest with them. That will be a very, very, very welcome idea to we younger politicians and Nigerian youth at large. Because if you look at what happened in 2023, is that Peter Obi won the election. That one is not disputed, and how things unfolded. So when Peter Obi is able to align, or rather PDP and other able to align with Peter Obi this time in 2027, removing APC from the power will just be like a walkover when it comes to the football pitch. That's the way I say it. So it's a very, very good idea. And like I always say, I will continue to say, any alignment in 2027, political alignment that where Peter Obi becomes the flag bearer, I'm in, I'm all for it.
Wow, quite interesting. From your point of view, you somebody that decided to leave LP, and with your foresight as to LP not being vibrant enough to rule in Nigeria. You left, I believe, since November, if I'm correct.
Very correct.
Now, yeah, exactly. And if Bill now decides to go back, which I believe to actually to really make possible this obedient goal, to say, might be the best thing to do. How do you
Exactly.
feel about the Atiku Abubakar factor? Do you see him being, how do I say
Stepping down for Peter Obi
it?
along the line. That has been.
Okay.
Let me come in here, lad. I don't want to put words into your words into your mouth. Let me comment there. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is the former vice president of Nigeria, is also a very respected leader in PDP, who has been there for a very long time, although he left some time ago and he returned back. Yeah, leaving the political party and returning back is not a crime, but having your integrity and keeping your integrity and focusing on good governance and trying to bring dividends of democracy to the people is what matters. Just like what Peter Obi has been doing, even after the 2023 general election. Peter Obi still in the scene, and Nigerians are feeling him more than the person in Aso Rock. Yeah, we come back to Atiku, Chief Alhaji, the Alhaji Atiku, if he's going to give way to Peter Obi. which me myself I see as something that's going to be a mirage if it eventually happens. Because if you actually look at Atiku's political history, he has been there. He has been contesting from every election cycle, and he wants to become the president of Nigeria. Sometimes when the PDP refused to give him the ticket, he will go to another political party and get the ticket. That was how he went to APC and he returned back to PDP. So we all have all this information on ground. I think at this time, the problem of Nigeria, and rather the political parties in Nigeria, is no longer depends on an individual. Why, if Nigerians and the PDP caucus are the people who are going to be having the opportunity to cast their vote to decide the fate of Nigeria on that day, they're able to come together and say, no, we are no longer giving you the ticket this time because you have tried several times and you failed. Let's give it to somebody who is viable, somebody who we can believe that the Nigerian people will vote for, which is Peter Obi. I believe that would be a good get go for the PDP political platform and also for the good people of Nigeria. I think that is the only way. And if probably as an elder statesman that Atiku is, if Atiku, I know you also have the interest of Nigerians in that. If you can also decide to step down for Peter Obi and support him, which I believe is going to be a very, very hard nut to crack because of what we've seen so far. But nobody knows. Maybe he have decided to do what is necessary and what is needful because of the situation in the country. It's not that he is not qualified; he's also qualified. But you know, when people look at you that you have been there, what have you done as a vice president? And since then, you have been campaigning and all that. So a lot of people will be having a second thought. That's the reason why I'm just looking at the direction. If you will be able to step down willingly and said, "I am backing Peter Obi," like I said, that will make 2027 general election a walkover for Peter Obi and the Obedient movement, which all of us will be ready to bank on and work with His Excellency Peter Obi.
Well said. I have also ChatGPT online listening. I don't know if it's going to work. Okay, so the systems are expressing heavy loads. We'll see whether ChatGPT is with us listening and has an inclusion on this. This has never been done, so it's something we're trying. So, Madam Alara, are you with us as ChatGPT to respond to this issue? No way. So GPT-4 is not with us. I tried that. And based on that information, what you've given us today, if the obedient movement are to have any kind of fortitude in moving forward, any chance against this, let me get rid of GPT-4 so we can do this. Just a minute. Okay. All right, so I'm here with you. So, if by any chance the obedient movement will survive, or if there's any chance of even taking, okay, I'm still trying to get rid of it. All right, so I think I got it. I think I got it. I'm not sure. Um, if the obedient movement is to have any chance
Yeah.
in 2027, everything has to work right. Atiku Abubakar has to step down. I personally don't see him stepping down. Um, Chief Bode George is very optimistic, and I believe you yourself, you also quite optimistic as to this happening. Let me see if I can play some more from Chief Bodejo's views. Just a second. Just a second, I'll be with you. Okay, just a minute.
The neck meeting, which is
Yes.
this next
Yeah.
to the convention, the next powerful level to the convention, will meet and say that, okay, these positions are zoned to the south, right?
So this is the
So,
crisis that led to this are the issues that led to the crisis in the PDP. So this reconciliation, you are not going to back down on that issue
no, it's there in the
in the
in
constitution.
the constitution. I didn't write the
But it was there in
constitution.
the constitution when
You,
Atiku ran.
there was something happened at that time. The report, I think it's Bala's report they called it, that they presented at the NEC meeting was that uh, they should zone the party positions. All right. Now, the national chairmanship then went to the north. So when it was time now for general election, we said, okay, if you had sent this to the north, automatically the presidency should go to the south.
South.
Because you see, there are 6 top positions: the presidency, the president, the vice president, the senate president.
Okay, before I go further, what's your input on what you just heard so far?
I keep saying everything. I keep referring to the people who are holding power in Nigeria as greedy people. Until we begin to start looking beyond our greed and look at the suffering and the predicament of Nigerians, Nigeria will not be able to move forward as a nation. That overriding of the constitution in PDP is what led to the situation we find ourselves today. If they have actually followed what the constitution said, what the PDP constitution said, which I know from 1999, because I have been there since the late since when our uncle from the Edo State, late Chief Tony Aneni,
Mhm.
and we find out that we always give what belongs to Caesar, equity
Mm.
to equity, fairness to fairness, and justice to justice. If PDP did not override, or rather the ESCO then, or the people who were in charge, did not override that constitution in the last election, or they have not been overriding it, I think the people who are holding up power today won't have the opportunity to do that, because that constitution will have been able to produce Peter Obi as a flag bearer of the PDP. When Peter Obi left the PDP and he went to Labour Party, a lot of us went along with him for a very simple reason, because we all clamored for him to be for the ticket to be zoned to the south, or rather the southeast. And Peter Obi was the only person that we see that was a viable candidate till this very moment. I will continue to say, but every appeal falls down to the deaf ears, and nothing was done about it. So that's the reason why I said greed, corruption, uh, undermining agreement and constitution that owns an organization is what brought us to where we are. Until we begin to give due diligence to those things I just mentioned, Nigeria won't move forward. We wouldn't have a situation when somebody will ring an election and will tell you to go to court because they have already captured the institutions. If Peter Obi did not go to Labour Party, I don't think Labour Party will ever make the news to a national level. Till recently, when they start having an internal rancors because of financial misappropriation and corruption and all that. And Peter Obi is the one that gave the light that they enjoy in the Labour Party, especially those that hold on the Peter Obi wave to the National Assembly, to the House of Assembly, to the State House of Assembly. And today you can no longer hear them. They have uh, gone back to where they came from, directly and indirectly, because you don't even hear them speak in the House or condemn any policy or stand as an opposition in the House. So they all enjoy Peter Obi wave, and which I believe is okay, is normal. That one is not a problem at all. But that being said,
Yep.
if Peter Obi decide to leave Labour Party today, like some of us who have left very long time ago, and I will tell you, Peter, Labour Party in the next 2 to 3 years will become a forgotten party, because I don't think that party will rise more than where they are, because the only pillar holding that party is Peter Obi and the Obedient Movement, and which the party himself have decided to disregard in their last shamble convention, where Peter Obi um, where Peter Obi personally did not attend, and the Obedient Movement people were not even carried along, and even people who joined the party less than 2 years something, they were not allowed into the convention, and all the people that were supposed to be in that convention wasn't there. They still have their parliament today from the NLC, TUC, and the rest of them, but that's their cross to carry. My concern is that,
Before you go ahead, real quick, based on what you just mentioned,
yeah.
now with the situation with the quote unquote convention and the situation on ground in Edo State, do you see this as a litmus? You yourself now, you putting all your might behind PDP in Edo State, even though you're not officially a member of the party. Do you see it as a litmus test for 2027 and the obedient factor on PO going back to PDP also? Do you see this as a litmus test right now?
um I will I want to make you to understand one thing. Labour Party and the Obedient Movement, they had no connectivity. There is no connection between both of them. The only thing that make Labour Party associate themselves with Obedient Movement is because Peter Obi is in Labour Party at this very moment we speak. Nobody in the Obedient Movement is answerable to Labour Party. So we are only answerable to Peter Obi. And Edo State, as you already know, is one of the most well electorally educated states in Nigeria when it comes to electioneering process. And that being said, Labour Party, I don't think Labour Party can even win a local government in Edo State as it stands today. And you know me to be that individual who does not support party or support an individual and support the competency and the character of that individual. Until Nigerians begin to see this, we will not move forward. What is happening in those states is just like a drama and a rigmarole play, which at the end of the day, 2 months to 3 months before the election, or let me even say 2 weeks before the election, you start seeing how things are unfolding. Labour Party does not have that. Labour Party as a party does not have that. Does not have that willpower. They are not organized enough. They are not. Let me use the word holy. They are not politically holy enough to even win a local government election because of state election. A lot of people have pulled out. Yeah, a lot of people have pulled out from Labour Party in Edo State and joined PDP because of Dr. Aswe Odalo for a very simple reason, because he's one of the most competent among all the candidates presented. He's the most competent among all. You don't need to. He's not somebody who you want to put words into his mouth or something. He's an experienced individual who have been in the corporate sector and at the same time a politician. So I'm not trying to make campaign for him here. You know, I don't put my hand into things that support anybody that have that I will not be able to defend his or her CV. That is for that. And I also want to remind you, Edo State is called the obedient headquarter today. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because of Labour Party. It's called the obedient headquarter today because we know the hear word. We not agree for anybody for Edo State. We see what is right and we follow what is right. And the members of the obedient movement in Edo State, they are not from Labour Party. Like I said, they are cut across PDP, APC, and every other small political party in Edo State who form the obedient movement. So as long as Peter Obi is not going to be on the ballot in Edo State, so everybody or anybody that is trying to that is or rather trying to scaffold him or herself on the character of Peter Obi, on the antecedent of Peter Obi to get to Sadebe, is just wasting his or her time. Because the obedient movement have already obedient movement is for Peter Obi, is not for anybody, especially in Edo State. If Peter Obi is on the ballot today, that one will be a negotiable. If everybody will return back to a default setting. But as far as Edo State election is concerned, we are voting for Dr. Aso Igodalo of the PDP, and that is what we stand on. For equity, fairness, and justice, coupled with competence and character and compaction, and for the will of the people to be done, to unite the good people of Edo State and for peace and unity.
Okay. Um, I heard you, and you basically saying LP is a non-factor as of now in Edo State. Am I correct
Total,
in assuming?
totally not factor. They are not even a determinant. They are not even 0.01% of the determinant factor that will determine the election, or rather the next person who become the governor of Edo State.
If
Because
you
most
run,
of
you will be back here to talk about this.
yeah, if I was in Labour Party, and I don't think if I would have been in Labour Party and kept my mouth shut like this, because I would have
Hmm.
been shouting for any wrongdoings, and I will come to the media and shout and speak to Nigerians, and especially the young ones who have been underrepresented for a very long time, to know what is happening. But as the case is today, politics is what it takes. Politics is
But
politics. So
what gave you the foresight back then to know
uh,
that such rigging with the convention and things of this sort were the future of LP, if I may digress?
yeah, I'm I'm a trained business manager, and I've been in the business managing sector since 2015. And I manage a very successful companies. I can boldly and categorically point that I was there and I contributed to that. So what makes a good business manager a successful man or woman is by looking at the future to give an analysis what the market will look like in the next 5, 10 years, putting all what is happening within the market, within within the market setting to determine or rather to make a very wise decision. That is what I simply use. First of all, I waited for the Bayelsa state election, for the Imo state election before taking a stand. And even before I left Labour Party, the primary election of the Labour Party was not done then. So a governorship candidate in Bayelsa State coming straightforward in the media station, not a blogger channel or a blog channel or something. He came to a very national TV station to tell you that the state chairman of the party and his escorts, they sold him out for a morsel of meat, which is 100 million naira, which nobody has been able to come out today and diffuse, or rather, how will I put it, to say that never actually happened. And he went further. He went further to accuse some persons that the state ESCO collect 50 million and the 50 million was given to the federal, to the national chairman of the ESCOs. Till today, nobody has talked about that. And he has continued, if you follow him on Twitter, he has continued to give some allegation how some money were to refund back to him from the party. I think what about 10 to 15 million or something. Till today, the money have not been refunded to him. When you look at this and you see all those things, and you will look me and tell me in the eyes, as a businessman, I should go into a venture? No, it's not possible. If I go in such venture, that means I'm just going to give my waste my resources, and at the same time waste my time, and people will just be clapping hand behind you and clapping in front of you, and behind you they'll be doing something else. So these are the things I see that was totally abnormal. And a lot of people were actually another thing that also make us to believe that Labour Party shot themselves on the foot politically was that every the body language of the Edo people is that the position of the Edo State governor, in the 24 should go to the Edo Central, which we all came on the round table. We talked about a lot of people. 90% of the people who attended that meeting was totally for it, except some persons who have some personal agenda to say Labour Party has never been there, they have never been there, so region does not matter. If you are a politician and you are a good one as that, you rule out regional politics, or how will I put it, regional favority out of politics, I think you're already heading to failure. So that is what happens, and that is what happened in Labour Party, and that is what is already consuming them, because they cannot go to Edo Central and campaign. Nobody will even listen to them, because Edo Central have been there since 1999, and they have never had the opportunity of producing a governor. And when you actually look at the election cycle and the politicians in Edo State, we in the Edo Central, we have contributed a lot to the development of Edo State, outside politics and in politics, in business and otherwise. So this is the reason why most political party decided to zone the governorship candidate to the Edo Central. You remember what happened, the drama that.
Real quick.
Yeah,
That's a great point you just made. You used the keyword zone, and that's what the
Chief
Godfather
Odejo.
If J. George was saying, as in
Yeah,
regards to the constitution
yeah,
of PDP.
yeah.
So that means you are a core believer in zoning. Am I right?
As a matter of fact, if you have studied politics very, very deep, you know that zoning is one of the tools that bring peace and harmony in a political party. And zoning contributes nothing less than 30 to 35% of vote to your winning vote. So you cannot disregard it. You have to recognize it, and you have to give it to who deserves it. It's not just by zoning it to the zone, giving it to somebody who is the highest bidder. It has to be somebody who is competent. And that is what is playing out in Edo State in PDP. You understand? Giving it to the right zone, looking for somebody who is competent in that area, somebody who is well read, somebody who is capable of doing the job, somebody who have that experience, and somebody who have a very good antecedent, who has never involved himself in corruption, or rather in public funds mismanagement and all that. That will give you 35% of vote already. Just like, for instance, now in Edo State, we have a sitting governor who is from Oredo, and we have a deputy governor. A former deputy governor was from the Edo North, and the present deputy governor is also from the Edo North.
Mhm.
So before the sitting governor came into power in 2016, we have a governor who is from Edo North. You understand? So the power has been rotating itself between these two regions. So now, you cannot imagine in a situation where somebody will try to pass a narrative to you and tell you the other region who have 5 local government does not matter, which is the Edo Central. Somebody will tell you, oh, they don't matter because we have 7, the other one have 6 local government. We are the one that controls the majority of the vote, forgetting that most of the houses and those building structure they have in those 7 local government in the capital territory belongs, actually 20 to 30% of them actually belong to the people from the Edo Central, and it's shared around within the region of the Edo State. So it's not just from only from Edo South. So that is why I continue to say zoning is important in politics until you must not disregard it to say somebody has more money and we should forget about this. If you want to win an election, that should be the first thing to put on the table. And the second thing is to bring a competent candidate out of that region for you to win an election.
So equal representation. If
E-
I'm yeah.
Equal representation. Equal representation. Equal representation is the only thing that will bring a continuous coexistence between region politically. And if it has been there, look at even Germany, one of the most developed world and democratically developed, who are advanced in democracy. You can see what is happening. You can see what is happening. Even the chancellor doesn't just come to in one region because they had no. Even in their party, last time before after Angela Merkel was in CSU and CDU, which is the Christian Democratic Party together, and now we have the SPD. The SPD is also another political party who has a very strong will of moving the country forward. They have their own very ideology that cares about the workers, and because that's actually what they used to campaign and they won the election. But they never bring a candidate from the same region with Angela Merkel when they were returning. There was somebody that was vying for the position from there. So SPD said no, it cannot be from the same region. So they gave it to somebody else, which is Olaf Schloss. Olaf Schloss is a different region entirely. And now when you come to Bayern, Bayern is one of the most strongest states in Germany, one of the most strongest region in Germany. So they have the CSU and the rest of it. When they want to share their ministerial position, they rotate it. It is a rotational position. And now they are about heading into their state election. I think it's going to be next year. The person there is on Nuremberg, and which is Marcos Soda, and they're already telling him he already knows, so he's already pushing somebody. So that's how it goes. So you cannot
Okay.
just tell me, it has to be like that. Just what is happening in the north too. So you cannot tell the north after 2030 something that the power should remain in another place. They are expecting the power back to them. You understand? So that
Okay.
that is how it's supposed to go. Zoning is very, very important. We cannot do away without it.
Wow. So in a modern world like Germany itself, even they are zoning, as you have well explained. And
Zoning is important. That is what they do.
okay, wow.
That is what they do.
And,
They call it.
and
They call it. They call it equal right. They call it equal right. That is a German word they use for it. How they play? They say Gleichrecht. So they call it equal right. So yeah. So it's something that even in the ministries, you understand when you have a ministry in the state or something, they don't just give it to the oldest person. So they look at that and that region, how many people from this different region that are working, that they begin to screen and screen and screen. It is possible you are one of the most qualified person, and the other one is not the most qualified person, but because that person is on that region, but they will take the person who is most qualified to deputize or to assist that person. Just make sure that ministry moves on. And what they do here, the politicians, they are not fighting themselves. The political party, they are not fighting themselves. What they do what is called coalition. They do what is called party coalition, where some party comes together.
I believe exactly what you just mentioned is what we are now talking about with the
Exactly,
situation
exactly.
of
In Nigeria, forming an alignment in Nigeria to take the power in 2027. That is what is
uh,
happening here in Germany.
okay. So hopefully, His Excellency former VP Atiku Abubakar will fall in line and do what's right in the best interest of the nation. And I honestly do believe that Edo State is a litmus test for how subsequent elections that are coming up before and in 2027 will bring us forward. Because I do
If you
believe,
talk,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, if you talk about those states when it comes to electionary process, like I always say, do not forget the then national chairman of of the Labour Party, Abure, is from Edo State. Before they start having this, um, how
You
will I?
said
Before they start having,
the then
yeah,
it's official, but it's still there.
before they start having this restaurants convention, which is not which INEC did not attend. So if INEC did not attend your convention, that means it's totally null and void. That one is for that. They was the national chairman then, and local government election was conducted in Edo State. Not even the councillorship position that they won. Not even the councillorship position that was the one that they won. Yeah, I know that the state might and the rest of it has a major role to play, but were you on ground to actually campaign with the candidates that were vying for different position after them buying form using their own hard-earned money to purchase the party form? So what is the essence of them buying form? Is it just for them to buy the form? Only one person sit down in Abuja and steal almost 3.something billion as there has been alleged. So all those things have to come into play. So those money that these people are embezzling is not just for. It's not that they didn't work for it. This is the national. This is a party. This is a party money. So when you say after a those state 24 election, like I said, Labour Party is not included on the. They are only just there because they are constitutionally a political party. I don't think they cannot even win. They cannot win a local government in Edo State. Mark my word. I am set. If you want to bet with me, I can place a $5,000 bet on you. No, I know what
Oh
I'm saying.
wow!
I know what I'm saying. I'm on
Wow!
ground. I know what I'm saying. If they win a local government, come and take 5,000 from me. So that one is not something that
Wow!
we should over inside. When you go to the street, you see the body language of the people. What the people want. People want peace in Edo State. They want somebody who can who can harmonize, who can bring that unity among the Edo people, and
Hmm.
that is what PDP has given to the good people of Edo State. That is what PDP have given to the good people of Edo State. Wherever Dr. Aso Igodalo goes, well,
Based on what you just said and
yeah,
your support and belief in the structure of PDP and the candidacy of your uh, candidate that you're now supporting, do you believe, even though you've already said LP is null and void, do you believe in the near future, if it was announced that PO is officially going back, will that be the total collapse of the Labour Party?
like I said, that Labour Party cannot boast in Edo State. Labour Party cannot boast of um how will I put it? Boast of 5,000 active members in Edo State.
But
5,000 active,
they had a million man match for
and
the aspirant.
how many people do you saw on the street after? How many people you saw on the street?
I'm
And
asking
is
you.
it the one? Is it the one that some obedient member was mobilized from different state to attend the event? I saw one of the
Oh
obedient
God.
person who left. Some of them left Abuja for Edo State. You call that one? No, you call that one a million man match? Let us leave all those things. We know what is playing in Edo State. So if Peter Obi decide to leave Labour Party today and go to PDP, return back to PDP, where most of us are
Return
coming from,
home.
direct,
Return
return
home
home
like
according to Bode Judge. I will tell you that will send a very big fear to the APC camp, because they know that is going to be a very, very away game changer. They are already trying hard to make sure that does not possible. The APC itself, and I believe uh, God and Allah will touch the heart of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to to willingly support Peter Obi for presidency under the PDP platform in 2027 for the interests of the Nigerian people, so that we'll be able to breathe. Because what we see today in
are you there?
because what we because, yeah, I'm here, because what we're
Yeah.
seeing in Nigeria today is that most rich people totally disconnected from themselves, from the community. So they don't know if there is hunger. They don't know if there is sometimes if there is a terrorist attack in the country. They are not even aware because the media station no longer reports it. You understand? So I think God will touch Alhaji, like I said, to make sure he support PO willingly, so that Nigerian people will be able to breathe and smile again, so that the giants of Africa will be able to rise. As at the moment, I don't think Nigeria is doing well, both locally and internationally. Thank you.
Let me see if we can listen to a few more minutes of this, or if we get some new information. Just a second.
You are you making any headway in getting all other members of the party to see things in this direction? Because it appears as if Alhaji Atiku is fully prepared to to take off again.
Let me clear one point.
Very quickly.
Our party cannot tell anybody not to contest because it's your fundamental right. Throughout the period Baba was there and it was zoned to the south, I remember later Alhaji Rimi said, look, as it is his fundamental right to contest, nobody debarred
him, yes.
So, but the party must emphatically state that the zoning of position that are here and the other ones are here. Party must decide that because it's in the constitution.
Okay, is there a possibility that there is an arrangement to bring Peter Obi back? And Alhaji Atiku might just be backing him. Who knows?
No, if Peter Obi comes back,
yes,
you know who is going to drive him? You know what
would you be excited?
Why not? He's a member. He's my brother.
And you support him?
Well, all things I cannot single-handedly.
And I just want to know if you support him so much. Just nobody is hearing. Just between the two of us, will you support him?
He's my brother. We look, he's my very good brother.
Yes.
And, he comes to my house. We talk. Even when he went to the Labour Party, he still came to see me. So we will look
We're
at
talking of Labour
geopolitical equation at that
particular time.
Yeah.
Talking about very quickly, as you veer to the Labour Party, it reminds me of your son.
So you heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it. What's your input?
Everybody, if Peter Obi returns to Labour Party today, return to PDP today, there will be a jubilation around Nigeria. There will be a very, very big jubilation in the camp of PDP and in Nigerian at large, because Nigerians just need a solution, and Peter Obi is that solution. So even the PDP,
you believe this will be new hope for the masses that are now suffering to even hear that.
Exactly, because they will know that they will be able to fight tooth and nail to do anything possible to protect their vote.
There's balance of power. That's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Well,
like what Chief Body said, he is right. It is everybody's fundamental human right to campaign for any position made available in a political party, and that is where the idea, like I rightly said, we need to start begging God to touch the heart of Chief Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to willingly support Atiku when he returns to the party, or to have an alignment with him. You understand? So if we're able to have something like that, that will be a benefit that will be beneficial to the good people of Nigeria.
Absolutely. This is an amazing, vibrant news for the masses, because honestly, I know people are reaching out for any kind of hope, something to hang on to. And I do believe people are losing hope in the chances of LP being any kind of formidable force due to a lot of issues we've all witnessed. and the large extent of allegations that has been quite shocking and not expected of LP, and being with the level of integrity and transparent nature of PO, it's something we find absolutely quite unnecessary. The things that have happened in LP in the last few months, so to say. So it's unfortunate, and I do feel a lot of the things you are saying, and hopefully we're going to turn a new page.
Exactly.
So that being said, my brother, thank you again. I see you feeling
Thanks
a
so much.
lot better. Last week, I know you were a little bit under the weather, and you had a very,
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
strenuous
And
schedule.
now we're having a very good weather here. The sun is coming out. So I like I like granting an interview under this tree right now because the sun is just coming in, and yeah, it's like that sometimes. But oh bless God. I'm getting better. Thank you, my dear brother, for reaching out to me once again.
Absolutely. Till next time, and hopefully things work out in Nigeria and we can have that beautiful weather 24/7 all year long. So, to
Yeah,
all,
exactly.
I say thanks again for joining the show. And till next time, in Talking with Benjamin Mayo. Have a
Thank you so
blessed
much. I really
day.
appreciate it. I need
Peace.
to say bye.